Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be looking at the middle September, end of September love check-in for Pisces. Now I've waited a while to do Pisces. It just didn't feel right to do it earlier. Perhaps there was a message coming towards the end of the month. Thinking about your love and your career right now, so in any case, here we are. Today it's coming out, all right? So let's get right into it, my lovely Pisces. You know how much I do adore you. We're going to pull out your romance angel messages. Stay optimistic about your love life. And release your ex. Wow. Alright. Alright, Pisces. Release your ex. What does that mean, huh? Let's get your animal spirits out. We're not going to know, right, until we pull your spread out. And my regulars, my subscribers already know that I don't like to speculate until the cards are out. So let's get your animal spirits out. This could be the animal spirits that you and your significant other may or may not be resonating with. All right, and that's fine. All right, just take what applies to you and throw the rest away. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of other really good tarot readers out there, and I do encourage my subscribers to watch a lot of readings. There's FeedSpot. FeedSpot puts the top 20 tarot YouTube videos out. It's a free blog. There's a couple other blog sites that put top video sites, tarot sites out. Just be discerning and find one that works for you. All right, Pisces, here we go. My cat's in the background freaking out as always. Please excuse her if you hear her. Here we go. We have the bat. Wow. All right, air energy. And we have black egg. Ether energy. Alchemical symbol for ether at the top there. Wow, interesting. Blockages, right? Definitely talking about releasing your ex. It is very congruent with that message. We're going to take a look at both of these animal spirits. First, let's take a look at the bat. The bat is obviously, air element, right? Alchemical symbol for air is at the top of the card. And the bat, what does the bat do? The bat flies at night, right? The bat sees things at night. The bat can see things by hearing, by sonar, right? The bat doesn't actually see with its eyes. So not only does the bat see things at night, but this bat sees things that even the daylight cannot reveal. Right? Because it's not looking by sight, it's looking by hearing. It sees things through an auditory pattern. And so the bat is representative of clearing out those little crevices of darkness before the dawn comes. Right? Clearing out the little blockages. You have the full moon there also indicating the assistance of the moon in its fullest phase. Right? So full emotional assistance. In this, you know, all of your emotions are here for this bat, right? It's using the full moon. We don't have a crescent moon. We have the full moon here. So we're talking about really going into all the deepest reaches of your emotional plane and really cleansing, and not even so much cleansing because the bat is not so much about, it's not the great cleanser like a water elemental, but it's the great revealer. The bat sees things that others don't see, that other animals don't see because of its ability. And so here you're able to look at things that for a while you may not have looked at, you may not have been able to see. And all of it is for the purpose of having a very clean and pure rebirth, new start, dawning, which comes after the night. The bat comes out at night. And so that the dawn is sort of, and this is relevant in service. So when we talk about relationships, we're talking about before you can move on, right? The bat energy can come in and help you to see things that maybe you didn't see before. Begin to notice things that maybe you didn't notice about a particular dynamic or about a particular area in your emotional plane, right? That needs to kind of be exercised, that needs to be seen and dug out in order for you to have a good new start in another relationship. This is air element, so we're talking about communication here, right? We're talking about being open with communication. We're talking about being really mentally aware of this and also clearing out the darkness in the mental plane as well. Although the emotions are fully applied with the full moon, it is an air element, so we're also talking about negative self-image thoughts, ideas, right? Sweeping those out as well. Interestingly enough, the black egg is similar to that. The black egg is actually associated with the 5th chakra, which is the throat chakra. And we're talking here about communication again, talking about that blockage, getting that blockage out. You know, oftentimes when we are blocked in our communication, it can seem really like a black egg in a sense that it just begins to decay. There's a dark, the blockage is dark, not being able to communicate in some way or being stuck with your communication is a very dark emotion, right? And so the black egg just, symbolizes sort of the need to sort of remove any obstacles, right? The only reason you can't communicate usually is because there's an obstacle there, right? In its natural state, the throat chakra naturally is open and able to communicate. It's only because of blockages there that it begins to break down, all right? Literally blockages. So we're talking about obstacles that stop you from talking. So here we're talking about communicating, release your ex, stay optimistic. Let's get right into your spread, my beautiful Pisces. We're going to pull out, and don't forget, this is a time-stamped video, so you can go down in the description and go straight ahead to the section that you want to go ahead to. We're going to pull out 6 cards, right? We're going to look at how you both are identifying right now in this period. And this is just a love checkup, right? So we're just checking energies right now, where your emotions are, where your vibes are right now. If you want to look at the forecast, you can also go to the top of the description. There is a link to the full monthly forecast for Pisces, where it's more sort of like, I talk more about what you might actually be specifically encountering this month, right, in your love relationships. But here we're just going to just check in where you guys are at, all right? And I've already been meditating for quite some time on you, Pisces, before the video, so we can get right into cutting your deck. All right, we have, your person is identifying with Hanged Man energy. Wow. You are identifying with 8 of Swords. Ooh. All right, Pisces. Oh, man. 8 of Pentacles is how your person sees you. So we've got the second 8 here. Interesting. 8, of course, is the number associated with boundaries. It's associated with Saturn energy. 8, boundaries, weaknesses, and strengths. 9 of Pentacles is how you see your person. Wow. All right. And then your person sees the relationship or their role in it as Devil energy. And you see the relationship and your role in it as Queen of Swords. All right, Pisces. So let's just take a look here. At the bottom of the deck, of course, we have Ace of Pentacles. So I had a feeling about this when the Pentacle cards were coming out. There's a lot of monetary issues going on here with this relationship for some of you. Now remember, of course, this reading's not going to be for all Pisces. And this may or may not resonate with you, and that's fine too, right? But for this scenario, there's a money, there's money or the concept of money, I believe, hampering. Ace of Pentacles. Overall vibe of starting something new with the Ace of Pentacles. It also has the feeling of an opportunity, a golden opportunity, right? So let's get right into your identifiers. How do you and your person each identify yourselves right now? Right now, the vibe is your person is associating themselves with Hanged Man energy. And you're associating with Eight of Swords. So Hanged Man energy is feeling very fixed and stubborn. Not even so much stubborn. Oftentimes the Hanged Man is considered stuck, right? But is he really? He looks pretty comfortable to me, right? He's hanging from one leg. It's very effortless. The thing with the Hanged Man is that he doesn't desire to move. He's hanging there. He's making, if you think about it, he's making the littlest effort to even hang there. He's literally hanging by one foot, right? I mean, it's a state of not desiring to push more further, right? It's not, and why does the Hanged Man feel this way? Remember, the Hanged Man is 12. The first two is the High Priestess. She's also pretty cagey. She also won't move, but for very different reasons. The Hanged Man doesn't move until he sees something that inspires him. This is why we see the Hanged Man surrounded with the golden light of radiance, of inspiration around his head, of enlightenment. This is always a symbol of enlightenment or awakening, right? Why is this? Because when a Hanged Man shows up in a reading, it's because you have seen something that has inspired you to now strive for more, be better, be a better person, be a better you. Come down off of this very kind of, I want to say, settling for less sort of energy, doing the bare minimum energy, not wanting to work for anything more. This changes once the Hanged Man sees something that he believes is worth working for. And so your person is identifying with this energy. They may have been feeling quite apathetic and uninspired and in that way stuck. But I believe they found you and they feel perhaps like they are now, certainly because the Hanged Man energy is coming in, awakening in a way to changing their ways perhaps. It's quite interesting though, because you are identifying right now with Eight of Swords. And Eight of Swords energy is feeling very kind of like put upon. When you actually identify, see, my Eight of Swords is the great victim card, the great gaslighter card, and a lot of times Eight of Swords will come in as an energy that you're dealing with. But when you're identifying with Eight of Swords, when this comes out as a self-identifier position like this, we're talking about, you may be feeling very kind of, you may be feeling like you're being put between a rock and a hard spot right now. You may be feeling unnecessarily pressured, Pisces. You may be feeling like, you're being forced to make a decision you don't want to make because of outside influences. Now, oftentimes, if you begin to lament this, and you begin to sort of lash out because of this, this is then the person who turns into the gaslighter or turns into the victim, right? You don't want to do that because ultimately the fact that the feeling of being stuck is an illusion. This person is stuck by their own sort of ideas and opinions. And it may be just that right now you're just feeling a little bit, you may be just feeling a little bit stuck in terms of your communication. The black egg is on the deck. And so Eight of Swords, yeah, it could be feeling, you could certainly be feeling right now that you feel like you're bound because you're just having a difficult time communicating yourself with your person, right? They are resonating with a Hanged Man energy, and of course they have been in a very apathetic state if that is the case. And you may be feeling very, very frustrated with the fact that you're just not able to communicate with them. And in this way, I can understand that you're beginning to feel like you're being forced to make a decision. You may be forced to release them if this communication doesn't get better. Now, how do you guys see each other? Well, your person sees you as an Eight of Pentacles, so they see you as an extremely hard worker. They see you as somebody who is very skilled at their craft, somebody who understands the need for putting discipline and restrictions in place to achieve a goal. They see this in you. Remember, eights is also about boundaries, weaknesses, and strengths, right? So there's definitely a testing period of that, but they see you as a very strong person. And this is what Eight of Pentacles represents. You know, somebody who's willing to put in discipline to become a master at their craft. And you see them as a Nine of Pentacles, which is someone who has very much put finances above relationships. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is a beautiful card. This person has worked for a lot. They are also a master, but it's a Pentacles card. And this person is a Nine of Pentacles. All the 9 cards have an air of the hermit in them, right? And here we're talking about someone who has almost hermited themselves away from true relationships or connections with others for the sake of this pursuit of abundance, the pursuit of the pentacles. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they are an evil, horrible person or nefarious in any way. Oftentimes, that's fine. They're the ones usually who pay the price, who pay the sacrifice of being alone. These are often people who find themselves at a certain age without children, perhaps, or never having been married, or having missed out on that love affair so many years ago because of the pursuit of their career and their fortune. And that's a personal choice, but here, this is how you see them. And I wonder, it could be both ways, Pisces. You could either see that and be feeling sorry for them in the sense that they never really were able, or perhaps it's been a very long time since they were able to have like a loving connection with someone. And so you have empathy for that and feeling for that. I don't mean to say that you feel sorry per se for them, but that you empathize with them and that you want to be this person for them. You could also be looking at them in a very different light, in the sense that you could be beginning to see that for them it's always about money. We do have Ace of Pentacles on the deck, so again, money and opportunity for money and wealth is part of the vibe or the energy right now. And so if that's the case, some of you may certainly be a little bit disappointed with your lover right now, or with the person, your significant other right now, because they're just not willing to give up this pursuit, for the sake of the relationship. It could be either or, and for you, you have to know for your, that's for you to decide. But that's two of the intuitive interpretations I have for why this card is coming up for you now. Also, in turn, they could be thinking that you're very disciplined, but they could also be thinking that you're working too hard as well on certain things, that you're being too closed-minded, right? That you're being too focused at work and maybe not coming home enough, or maybe you're not giving them enough attention, right? And so in this way, they could be also, when I come here back to Eight of Swords, they could be haranguing you a little bit in the sense that, why are you always at work? Why don't you help me? Why don't you help me? And so, again, you're feeling very much like you're being put in a really difficult position here. Now, how do you guys both see the relationship? There's Devil energy and Queen of Swords. So Devil energy is interesting because it seems like your person sees the relationship as a potential for always going either or. It could be that they see it as a potential for, you both either being highly creative together or being codependent and very destructive. The Devil is the card for Capricorn. It's also the highest card really for creativity, because the Devil card is associated with the second chakra, the chakra that resides in the pelvic bone, the chakra that is responsible for our sexual passion and drives, our kundalini energy. This is where the essence of creativity comes from, right? The ultimate example of that being a child, which comes from what? Having sex. Some would say making love, but ultimately it's from having sex. And having sex, that energy resides in the second chakra. Now, other examples of true creativity through man, right, through a sentient being, is creative works of art, symphonies, musical works of art, aesthetical works of art, all of these things. Theory, not so much theories because that's associated with the mind, but I'm talking about creating, manifesting physical things that are pleasing to look at. This is all a high level of creativity. This is also associated with the Devil. Where it goes wrong is when this energy is not associated to a higher purpose or a spiritual purpose. This is when it becomes, this is when people need instant gratification. This is when you start to get into self-soothing in a way, that passion. How do we self-soothe? Well, addictions, codependencies, etc. And this is the negative energy that's associated with the devil. So it's quite interesting. Oftentimes when the devil comes up for a feeling for a relationship, it's really like one of these wild, whirlwind relationships that's a love-hate. Very love-hate, love-hate. I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I love you. I can't live without you, I can't, oftentimes this passion always comes with a downside at times, especially when you're both unfulfilled. It can be very destructive. Now, you, of course, see the relationship as Queen of Swords, or your role in it. And so you're really trying to bring some truth to the relationship, all right? It could be that your person is indeed very dramatic. They could be, in fact, very money hungry. For you to see them as Nine of Pentacles, or for them to see the relationship as devil energy, they could indeed be somebody who just waffles between trying to make the right decision or going for the money. And you're trying to bring, Queen of Swords is all about removing the mask, being honest about who you are in your identity. And it could be that you're feeling very much like in this relationship, you're the one who's constantly sort of pushing for realness, honesty. You're the one who's constantly pushing for sort of, let's drop the masks and let's show each other who we really are. And your person is kind of very cagey. They're Hanged Man energy. They see devil energy. They perhaps want more attention than you have to give. They're putting you in a very difficult position. And a lot of this is to do with the desire for cash. And again, this could be someone that you need to be releasing, or someone with that bad energy in terms of release, or someone that you need to be communicating with, because certainly there's some communication obstacle or blockage where you guys are not necessarily on the same page. I don't right now see a whole lot of delicate, intense love or sexual. Devil energy can indicate a high level of sexual desire, but oftentimes that is more associated with other cards, quite frankly. All right. Devil energy is much more about the creative nature behind the devil, and not so much just the pure sex. Right. The codependency, the addiction, things like that. Oftentimes, those things actually take the place of sex. And people who are in those type of relationships oftentimes don't have very much sex at all, quite frankly. All right. So this is going to be your reading. It's just a little mid-month check-in for the vibes, Pisces. I do hope it resonated with you. I'm glad I did this reading today. It felt really good. It felt very clear. And I just, sometimes I get in these moods and the energy just isn't there, and I have to wait until it's there to make sure the reading is right. So I hope that this did resonate with you. And if it did, please like, subscribe, and share. Help me to grow my channel. Share it on your social media. But for right now, guys, I love you very much. And do check me out next week for the October Love Tarot reading, Love Monthly, which will be out before the 1st of October. So look out for that. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can get notified about that. But for right now, Pisces, I love you. Have a lovely rest of September. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.